Imagine surviving in a world where every night could be your last. There were no houses, no villages, and no walls to protect you from the freezing wind or the deadly predators waiting in the darkness. During the Ice Age, temperatures could fall far below freezing. A single storm could mean death, a hungry cave lion, a pack of wolves, or even the brutal cold itself could wipe out an entire family before sunrise. Yet somehow early humans survived. But how? How did our ancestors build the very first shelters with nothing more than stone tools, animal skins, wood, and sheer determination? Today we're traveling back over 30,000 years to uncover the incredible story of humanity's first homes, and how those simple shelters became the first step towards civilization itself. Every sunrise brought a new challenge, but when the sun disappeared behind the mountains, the real nightmare began. During the Ice Age, temperatures could fall below -20 degrees Celsius, -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Without a shelter, early humans had nowhere to escape the freezing wind. Their animal skin clothing helped, but it wasn't enough to survive every night. Rain soaked their clothes. Snow covered their bodies. Powerful winds stole away their body heat. Even after finding food, survival was never guaranteed. But the weather wasn't their only enemy. As darkness spread across the land, dangerous predators came to life. Cave lions silently stalked the open plains. Packs of wolves searched for weak or injured prey. Cave hyenas could smell humans from far away. Children and elderly tribe members were the most vulnerable. The hunters had to stay awake for hours, standing guard with nothing but wooden spears and stone tools. Many families took shelter beneath cliffs or beneath the branches of fallen trees. Others squeezed into narrow rock crevices, hoping larger predators couldn't reach them. It wasn't a home. It was only another desperate attempt to survive one more freezing night. The tribe soon realized something important. If humans wanted a future, they needed more than courage. They needed a real shelter. Finding a shelter wasn't as simple as discovering a cave. Early humans had to think like survivors. A cave that looked safe could already belong to a cave bear, a pride of cave lion, or a pack of hyenas. Entering the wrong cave could be a deadly mistake. Before settling anywhere, experienced hunters carefully searched for footprints, broken bones, animal droppings, and fresh claw marks. These signs revealed whether dangerous predators still lived inside. Even after finding an empty cave, the location had to be perfect. It needed fresh water nearby, plenty of animals to hunt, and enough trees for firewood and tools. But there was another challenge. If the cave was too close to a river, seasonal floods could trap the entire family. If it was too high in the mountains, freezing winds and deep snow made survival almost impossible. Slowly, through trial and error, early humans began choosing places that offered the best balance of safety, food, water, and warmth. For the first time, they weren't just surviving, they were planning for tomorrow. That simple change marked one of the first great steps toward human civilization. Finding a safe place was only the beginning. Now came the hardest challenge: building a shelter that could survive the Ice Age. Early humans had no metal tools, no nails, and no ropes. Everything they built came directly from nature. Hunters cut long tree branches with sharp stone axes. Flexible sticks were bent into strong frames. Animal hides were stretched tightly over the structure to block freezing winds and heavy rain. In the coldest regions, some tribes used the enormous bones and curved tusks of woolly mammoths as the skeleton of their shelters. These massive bones created strong frames that could support thick animal skins. keeping families warm through the brutal winters. Large stones were placed around the edges to hold everything firmly in place, even during powerful storms. Inside, the shelter slowly became more than a place to sleep. A small campfire burned in the center. Dry grass and soft animal fur became beds. Stone tools were carefully organized along the walls. Food was stored where hungry animals couldn't easily reach it. For the first time in history, humans had created a place that truly felt like home. It wasn't large, it wasn't perfect, but it gave them something they had never had before: safety, warmth, and hope for the future. Building a shelter did much more than protect humans from the cold. It completely changed the way they lived. For the first time, families had a place they could return to after every hunt. Instead of wandering endlessly across the frozen wilderness, they began spending weeks or even months in the same location. Children no longer had to sleep in the open snow. They could stay warm inside the shelter while adults hunted nearby. Older members of the tribe, who once struggled to survive harsh winters, now had a much better chance of living longer. A permanent shelter also changed how people worked together. Some hunted large animals, others collected firewood, gathered berries, repaired clothing, or made stronger stone tools. Everyone had a role, and the entire tribe became more organized. Shelters also protected valuable supplies: dried meat, animal skins, wooden spears, and stone tools could now be stored safely instead of being carried everywhere. As more shelters appeared side by side, something remarkable happened. Small family camps slowly grew into larger communities. People shared food. They helped build each other's homes. Parents taught survival skills to their children around the evening fire. These simple shelters became more than places to sleep. They became the beginning of neighborhoods, villages, and eventually the first human settlements. Without realizing it, our ancestors had taken one of the biggest steps towards civilization. Thousands of years have passed since the first shelters were built. Today, archaeologists continue to uncover the remarkable evidence left behind by our ancient ancestors. Across Europe, Asia, and Africa, scientists have discovered the remains of prehistoric campsites, circular hut foundations, stone fireplaces, post holes, and even shelters built with mammoth bones. These discoveries reveal something extraordinary. Early humans weren't simply wandering from place to place. They were learning how to shape the world around them. A shelter wasn't just protection from snow or hungry predators. It became a place where children were raised, where hunting skills were taught, where families shared meals around a warm fire, and where knowledge passed from one generation to the next. Over thousands of years, small camps grew into permanent settlements. Those settlements became villages. Villages became towns. And eventually, the cities we know today. Every modern home, every neighborhood, and every great city can trace its story back to one simple idea: a safe place to call home. The first shelter wasn't the end of humanity's journey, it was the beginning of civilization. Thank you for joining us on this journey through our distant past. Subscribe to Human Dawn, and together we'll continue exploring the incredible true stories that shaped the human race.